Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Let's continue where we stopped. Today we must continue our discussion on how to move Africa forward. The first thing we need to talk about will be the way we have addressed the issue in the continent and various African countries in the past. And we must not continue in the same way if we want to move forward. Today we want to discuss about the issue of colonization in the continent and colonization in the world in general, and how it may have affected Africa, and if it is still affecting us, or if it has no more effects. We will look at all those things. Now, when it comes to development, we know all the aspects of development. We know that a society needs sufficient power supply. A functional society needs a very good education. A functional society needs excellent hospitals and roads. A grown or a well-developed market system, mechanization, and other things. And we must actually look at the way we have handled issues of industrialization, starting from mechanization, electricity, digitization, which is digitization, and the computation, and then digitization, where we are now going into the artificial intelligence area. So those are the things that's involved in development. And my point and my strong argument is that the Western countries or the former colonial masters are not stopping us from doing anything. There is no evidence or any information that any country in Africa wanted to build hospitals and then one of the Western countries or one of the former colonial masters stopped them. There is no evidence that any country in Africa wanted to expand their electricity supply and one of the former colonial masters stopped them. So anybody, or you want to develop a better university for the children, or a better regular school for the kids. None of those things has happened. So why are people still telling us about the former colonial masters? Let me say it again, just as I said it before. The colonial masters have gone, and they've gone for a very long time. As a matter of fact, some of the former colonized nations are competing with the former colonial masters. The only people who do not get that memo is African people. It appears that we don't want to use our mind to understand how the world works. That the world works in such a way that you have to bring yourself to the level where it's your responsibility to compete with everybody else. If something is not working in your society, you sit down and figure it out. And let me tell all the youths in Africa that for you to understand what is going on in your country, look outside your country and look out over the world and see what's happening. Well, your country is not moving forward because your leaders are stealing your money. Point blank. And we know when they steal this money, we know where they take them. We know where they send their children to schools. We know where they bank the money stolen from Africa in the West. And they tell you the West or the colonial masters are your problem. Come on, stop buying that nonsense. Wake up and start thinking. And that's exactly what we're going to push for. That is exactly what we are asking and we're advocating. We must keep talking about this thing. We must keep trying to wake up everybody else. And as soon as we can get around it, we will start organizing seminars and workshops where we discuss African issues and how to move Africa forward. Because nobody will do it for us. And it's our problem. And we must learn how to solve our problem without pointing finger to anybody, without blaming anybody. There's no more room to point to somebody. This person is the one stopping us from moving forward, or that person is the one stopping us from doing what we need to do. My dear, and all of you watching, the time for those things are gone. Start asking yourself, what can I do to make my country a better place? Somebody died to make United States a better place for you to come and do business, or United Kingdom or Canada. People worked hard to make those places what it looks like. They all had challenges, they all had obstacles, but without the obstacles, they kept working at it until they got it done. And that's what Africans must start doing. There is no amount of blaming the West that will change Africa. No amount of pointing the blame on the Western world that will move anything forward for the poor children in the continent of Africa. There's no amount of blame you blame, whether you want to blame United Kingdom or you want to blame United States or anybody in between. None of those things will move anything, lift anything up for a poor child in the African continent. The only thing that will change the life of people in Africa is when we step up and decide that we want to solve the problem of suffering among our people. I saw a representative or a parliamentarian in Kenya, a lady, Dr. Somebody, who was asking the question, why are we stealing from our own children? Why are we stealing from the people who were sent to come and represent? Did anybody answer her the question? No. They all kept quiet. They're looking at her as if she fell out from the sky. And that's the question we all should be asking. Why are we allowing the people we elected to keep on stealing from the masses? And then they will keep pointing the finger at United States. Well, United States has done nothing to stop you. At best, the United States is the only reason why there is still a lot of people surviving in the continent. I keep saying it, $49 billion was sent to the continent in 2019 from Africans in the diaspora. $49 billion. People sending money, $2 here, $10 here, $5 here, $20 here, to their own families back home. That's the sustaining power that we have given to our people back home, because the government are not there to help them. The government are there to steal from the people. The mindset governing the entire continent of Africa is the mindset of how much you can steal from the society. It is not how much you can do to better anybody's life. That mindset, we need to change it. We need to force it into change. We need to make people start thinking and start understanding that way of thinking, it's over, and we will not accept it anymore. We will not take it anymore. We will do something, and we will stop it. And I'm asking everybody, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Join the movement. Start sharing this video to your friends. That it is time, and we will enumerate and narrate what we want everybody to do, because this is time to call for action. We are going to call the people to action, things you need to do. Start to make yourself involved, to get involved in the system, in solving the problem of Africa, and not to blame anybody or complain. Because somebody solved the problem for you to be in the United States or in Canada or in England, in Germany, anywhere you are. People did a lot for their country to be the way they are. So the challenge is now up to you. What are you going to do to make your own country better for the future generation? Or are you just going to sit down there and then complain and then point the finger at somebody and whine and blame somebody for anything, or for all the things happening in your life? And then we're not even asking the leaders to change. No, we're not asking them to change. Because we know they are not capable of changing who they are. They are thieves, and they've established that about themselves. You don't need anything else. The famous American poet, Dr. Maya Angelou, once said, if people show you who they are for the very first time, believe them. When they show you that all they care is about collecting money from the masses and stealing it strongly and everything, just believe them. That's who they are. They're never going to change. You can never make those people change to anything that they are not. And they cannot make you change either. So you are the one that's going to change yourself and change the approach. I'm not going to make you change. It's your decision. But I want you to think on how you can change yourself. You have to modify yourself to a new way of thinking, because the old way of thinking have failed us. And we must move forward. In order to move forward, we need a different way of thinking. And that's what we're advocating. Once more, thank you for watching. And keep on staying with us on this fight, because at the end, we will get the Africa we want, and we deserve it, and we work for it. We are willing to work hard like every other society to accomplish what we need to do to get Africa where we want it to be. And I believe in the African people. I believe the African people are strong enough that all we need to do to establish the rule of the game, and we can play the game just as good as anybody else in any part of the world. And I trust this. Thank you. Keep on watching. Stay strong. And be kind to one another, because that's very, very essential. Be kind to one another. Take care of yourself and take care of each other at the same time. Bye-bye.